Yesterday's rain is washed away, and the Yankees got some cage time today. Derek Jeter, Russell Martin, the Yankee offense has been a little bit sluggish, so they're working extra early today. As today, the Yes Network and Kia Motors presents the Wednesday game of the week, New York Yankees baseball. It's the Orioles against the New York Yankees in the first game of a two-game set from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yankees baseball. Along with Al Leiter, I'm Michael Kay. Rained out yesterday. We have a game tonight. We have an interesting pitching matchup as well. Let's get right to it, see what it looks like for the Baltimore Orioles. They'll have Chris Tillman on the mound against A.J. Burnett for the New York Yankees. Tillman with a 3.38 ERA. A.J. Burnett 2-0, 4.09. And so far, Al, he's looked pretty good.
He has. A.J. Burnett in his last start against the Twins here at the stadium went 6 innings. And I'll tell you, watch early on. I was impressed with the amount of change-ups that A.J. threw. He ended up throwing 14 change-ups against the Twins. Only 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. Very effective when his breaking ball is down. When he leaves his breaking ball up, as most pitchers here, Jim Thome hits the ball off the wall, resulting in a run there, ended up giving up the 2 runs. Look for curveballs down, good fastballs, getting a good counts. Like to see more of that change-up as he did against the Twins.
A.J. doing well in April with the Yankees. Not a big deal. He does it all the time. 7-0 in 12 starts, 3.91. And the last time I checked, this is April 13th. Now, he doesn't have an easy mark today. The Baltimore Orioles no longer pushovers because of that man. Al Leiter's going to break it down. How much has Buck had to do with their turnaround? That's coming up next on segment 2. Everybody, a couple of moments away from the Yankees against the Orioles, the first game of what's now a 2-game set. That's Al Leiter. I'm Michael Kay. The Orioles have done very, very well. They're leading the American League East, obviously a small sample size. But if you take a look at a longer sample size since Buck Showalter took over this team, well, the numbers are starkly improved. 40-26 since Buck took over on August 3rd. They don't hit that much, but boy, they pitch very well, 3.51. Now, in comparison, the 66 games before Showalter took over, they had a 5.59 ERA, and they were 20-46. Now, Al, you played under Buck when you were in your second year in pro ball. He was a 27-year-old manager. Is he making that much of a difference?
Yes. I think there's certain managers that may seem to overdo it. They want to reinvent the wheel. It's all about the X's and O's. I think what Buck Showalter brings, he brings the players to believe what he's selling. He's also put accountability to the whole aspect of, I want you to play the game right. When you sit on the bench, Michael, and you look down and you have a manager that you know has covered, he's going to put his players in position to succeed and not fail. He uses his whole roster, and you believe him. This team right here believes the fact that if you don't play right, you'll either get traded, sent down, or released. One or the other. I mean, this is the kind of attitude that he showed last year.
And you know what? It's changed what the Orioles did because for a while they were a laughingstock.
They believe it, and they're starting to win.
All right, I'm going to talk a lot about this during the game, so stay tuned. You know what the deal is. The Yankees have the big stars in the lineup. When we come back, lineups, first pitch, baseball, that's all coming up next right here on Yes. Kemba Walker, the star of UConn's unlikely ascension to national champions. He's going to throw out the first pitch, and what makes it even more special, he went to Rice High School. He grew up in the Soundview section of the Bronx. So a local kid made good, just declared for the NBA draft. He graduated in 3 years, and he throws a breaking ball just a little bit outside. But the first pitch by Kemba Walker, he's here with his entire UConn team, and he really did lead this team 5 straight games in the Big East tournament, and then 6 straight in the NCAA tournament. Yankees baseball on Yes is brought to you in part by Kia Motors. To learn more, visit kia.com. By Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. And by the new definition of world class, the 2011 Buick LaCrosse. Well, we missed out on baseball yesterday because of rain, but the weather is cooperating to this point, and we're ready for baseball. A.J. Burnett about to begin his warm-ups, and let's take a look at the Orioles starting lineup put together by their manager, Buck Showalter. Orioles are struggling offensively. Brian Roberts, the second baseman, will lead off. Nick Markakis in right field. He'll bat second. Batting third and playing first base, Derek Lee. Vladimir Guerrero, the DH, will bat fourth. Batting fifth and playing left field, Luke Scott. Adam Jones in center field. He's going to hit sixth. Batting seventh and playing third base. He's got power, strikes out a lot. That's Mark Reynolds. Matt Wieters, the catcher, is going to bat eighth. And batting ninth and playing shortstop is Robert Andino.
On the mound, A.J. Burnett will be making his third start of the season, 2-0. So far, so good. Been working with Larry Rothschild closely through spring training. Respectable numbers. Certainly the 2-0. You'll take it as any pitcher. I like the 3 walks in 11 innings. Let's take a look at the Jeep Pitcher Scatter Report. Keep building. 2-0, 11 innings, as we just showed right there. Keep building on that last start, especially that changeup. I'm talking about that changeup. He had 14 changeups in his last start. It's high for a guy that historically has been primarily a fastball, curveball pitcher. And repeat a good delivery. Larry Rothschild, the new pitching coach for the Yankees, have been working with him right from day one in spring training, trying to get a little bit more north and south and less lateral side to side. And so far, it's been effective.
Well, AJ is ready. Let's take a look at the Yankee defense behind him, brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. It's pretty much the Yankee lineup, you know. Gardner, Granderson, and Swisher left to right in the outfield. In the infield, A-Rod, Jeter, Cano, and Teixeira. That's third to first. Russell Martin is being played every inning of every Yankee game so far this year, and Alan James Burnett is on the mound. Brian Roberts digs in. A.J. Burnett on the rubber is ready. And let's do it here in the Bronx as Burnett deals. First pitch swung and grounded foul, and we are underway.
You know, often you hear about guys that are igniters for a ball club, and this is the player right here, folks. Brian Roberts, yeah, he's struggling early on, but a doubles machine, and it's been a health issue for him off and on. He's on base. This team is going to have a good offense, especially the 1-2 in the lineup. As Michael just said, the lineup as a whole has been struggling. This guy's an exciting player, has been for a long time.
Well, Roberts does dictate how this offense rolls, and he has not hit well of late. 3 for his last 29. But you can see still getting production. 8 ribbies from the #1 spot in the lineup is pretty good, and 2 home runs as well. You keep him off base, you got a chance. Now, one thing you have to know about this Oriole team, they're 6-3, and they're first in the AL East, but not because of their offense. They're doing it because of their pitching. They're not scoring a lot of runs. But this is a better offense than you're used to with guys like Derek Lee and Mark Reynolds, J.J. Hardy, who's injured, though. The new shortstop, they can hit a little bit. The 1-2. Count 2-2. Tonight's closed captioning brought to you by Verizon Wireless.
Throwing Vladimir Guerrero there, a nice pickup guy who looks like he's been healthy. Certainly last year, what he was able to do for the American League champion Texas Rangers. You talk about those numbers, Michael. Texas Rangers have been awfully hot. Derek Holland, left-hander, tough pitcher, along with Matt Harrison. Kind of buzzsaw this Oriole lineup down in Baltimore before the Orioles came up here in this ball game tonight.
Orioles open the season with 3 straight wins against the defending American League East champions Tampa Bay Rays. So they've done a nice job. Then they took 2 out of 3 from Detroit, and they lost 2 out of 3 to Texas. The 2-2. Grounded right side and through for a base hit. Well, let's look at the game time weather conditions presented by Bigelow Tea. The weather has not cooperated this week at all. 46 degrees, high humidity, 100% means it's raining, not much wind, and the forecast is for fog and possible showers. I mean, the luck of the draw, Monday, you couldn't have had a better day in New York City.
See this pitch right here, Michael, leaking out over. When he were in a pitcher's count, even though 2-2, he threw a changeup. That ball running back over the plate, wanted that fastball inside. Very important, especially here at the stadium. You come in on the lefty, you got to miss in off the plate.
93-mile-an-hour fastball outside.
Just part of the cat and mouse. Night in, night out, you watch the major league hitters battle major league pitchers. It's the pitcher on the mound that consistently makes quality pitches that will succeed more than not.
Snap throw to first, and Roberts dives back.
Let's check out the Home Depot Hitters Scout Report. Nick Markakis, I'll tell you, he's kind of a hidden jewel as far as I'm concerned here in Baltimore. It's because they haven't been winning. All-around player, good defensively, great strike zone recognition, doubles machine, 45 doubles last year, third player in history to have 4 straight doubles of 43 doubles or more in season, joining Joe Medwick and Tris Speaker, Hall of Famers. And the Greek Olympian, Michael, 2004 Greek Olympic team. And not only, why I put that on there? Not only was he a hitter, obviously right fielder, major leaguer, he pitched through 94 miles an hour. He was drafted. Clubs were considering drafting him as a pitcher.
He's got one of the great arms in right field.
You got that right.
Always up there in the leaders and in outfield assists. Hard to go first to third or second to home against the O's. Swing and a miss.
That's that changeup. Beautiful pitch. Now 88, there's a lot of big leaguers that like to have this as their fastball velocity. This is AJ's changeup. Chokes up on a circle change down in the zone. So tough for a hitter to lay off that. Especially when it has strike zone or plate recognition over the plate and then drops out. See it out of their hand as a strike. It's hard to hold off on that.
Roberts leads off first. And the 2-2. In the dirt, hustling to second as Roberts heads up base running by the Orioles second baseman. So that'll be a wild pitch. Didn't really get too far from Martin, but Roberts made the decision quickly.
Good secondary lead. Immediately he saw that kick away from Russell Martin. Cannot hesitate. This is a good pitch to run on, even if he was stealing. Curveball, 59 footer. Tough for Russell Martin right there. But as you say, Michael, instinctively, boom, go.
And you know what? Wild pitch is not a strange thing to AJ. Second to Tim Wakefield. Tim Wakefield's a knuckleballer. So 102, the active number 2, AJ Burnett. That's not a list you really want to be on, but it does show you that your pitches are moving.
Curveball down, especially. And AJ's got such a good curveball. And stuff-wise, he rates out in baseball as a top frontline pitcher. Now, consistency, hitting your spots, getting ahead, that changeup that he threw, 2-1 count, fastball count to Markakis. Those are the things you have to do, especially as you get a little older. And that velocity's not in that mid to upper 90 range.
(3-2). Foul away.
Markakis has such a good eye. As I said about strike zone recognition. What does that mean? That's a guy that's able to stay back. And this is a tough at bat here, too, because there's a guy who'll give up trying to turn and burn and go to right field. He's as good as anybody in the American League to go all fields, from the left field line to the right field line.
Now, the Yankees' new outfield philosophy is to play their outfielders a bit more shallow than ever before. Markakis has power, and Granderson is in shallow center field.
You know what? At home, maybe you can't really tell, but that is shallow, as Michael's saying. Respectively, he's good 40 yards, 40, 50 feet. can see even has it kind of dents in a little bit from where Gardner and Swisher's playing it right.
3-2. Deep drive to left, but Gardner retreats, makes the catch. Good base running by Roberts. He tags, and he will go to third, so he'll make it. So Gardner was playing shallow, and he had to go back to the warning track to haul that one in off the bat of Markakis. The runner on third with one out.
All right, now he's playing left center because that's what exactly Markakis will do, especially here at the stadium. AJ will go to left field, even if he was normal depth. That was pretty much warning track, Michael, to get a good strong throw with the speedy runner and Roberts. Wouldn't have had him.
Now the infield is bat for Derek Lee. Derek Lee signed as a free agent, one-year deal with the Orioles, and Camden Yards, a ballpark that he could do some damage in. Pitch is high. So AJ's familiar with Derek Lee when AJ with the Marlins.
Teammates.
Derek played 1,829 games in the National League. Padres, Marlins, Cubs, and Braves. Before making his American League debut in this year's Orioles season opener.
He's had wrist trouble, injury the last few years after breaking his wrist in 06. Good player, solid player, very good defensively. Got a little dive to his swing. Body motion into home plate.
15th big league season for Derek Lee. He was with the world champion Marlins in 03. Two-time All-Star. He's won some Gold Gloves and won the National League batting title in 05 with a .335 average. The 2-1. Lined right to Teixeira. Yankees had him play beautifully, and that keeps Roberts at third. IOTV offers incredible HD picture and sound. Get the best in HD free. IOTV is the official HD service provider of Yankees baseball on Yes. So AJ, 1 out away from working out of a mini jam. Orioles have scored 1 run in their past 24 innings. Coming into the game, 12 for their last 79. That's 152. That was against that Texas staff.
It's a good visit right here from Russell Martin. This ball's away. This is what Derek Lee does so well. You see Teixeira playing in great positioning, way off the line, as most first basemen do today. I think the visit's good. Be able to just calm him down. It's a hard line drive out. He had a long fly ball off Markakis. Also get on a page with what do you want to do with Vladimir here, even though you went over a scatter report a couple hours ago.
Guerrero fouls it back.
One of the ultimate bad ball free swinging hitters in the history of Major League Baseball, Vladimir Guerrero. See him hacking at that first high pitch fastball. He's hit balls that were literally bounced to him for hits.
There's Willie Randolph, former Yankee coach, former Met manager. He's Buck Showalter's bench coach this year. Is there a game plan to pitch a guy like Guerrero? Because there's nothing he really can't hit.
Yeah, the game plan is the area that he won't hit it as hard, Michael, is body line. I'll talk body line up and down. And this guy, anywhere in this area here, he's not good at. And he'll swing it in, literally from the top of his head to in the dirt with this curveball here.
And he swings at the curveball over the top, and that will do it. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. The Baltimore Orioles, nothing. And the New York Yankees coming to bat. Brett Gardner's in left field. He'll lead off. The captain, the shortstop, Derek Jeter, bats second. Batting third, playing first base, Mark Teixeira. Alex Rodriguez at third will clean up. Batting fifth, playing second base, Robinson Cano. Nick Swisher's in right field. He'll bat sixth. Batting seventh and DHing, Jorge Posada. Curtis Granderson in center field is going to hit eighth. Batting ninth and catching, Russell Martin.
On the mound for the Baltimore Orioles, 23-year-old. Matter of fact, he's going to be 24 in 2 days. Tax filing day, April 15th. There's Chris Tillman. More than respectable ERA, 3.38. Walks, not so good. 5 and 10 and 2/3 innings. Let's take a look at the Jeep pitcher scatter report. Fastball, curve, changeup. I put the changeup in there because he's got a good one, along with the curveball. The out pitch to the curveball is to the right-hander, changeup to the left-hander. First pitch strikes. How about this, Mike? Okay, batters are 1 for 22 this season. First pitch strikes from Little League on up, folks. You pitch, you want to get a strike one. After that, batters are hitting 357. And hello, Mr. Cano. He's batting .857, 6 for 7, although they're all singles.
Brett Gardner leads off. There's a strike. Now the Yankees come into this game at 5-4. They haven't gotten great pitching, except for a couple of guys. And their offense is not close to what it can and will be. A lot of guys have gotten off to slow starts. And Gardner's one of them. Gardner and Jeter, your 1-2 in the lineup, have struggled. Mark Teixeira is 0 for his last 18. Alex Rodriguez is hit, so is Cano. Slice, third base, and past Reynolds into left field to base hit. Playing it out there is Scott. As Gardner makes a big turn, he'll stop right there. Didn't want to risk it, so stayed there with the leadoff single.
Good defensive alignment, Luke Scott and the Orioles. I thought for sure this was a double, especially with Gardner's speed. Bam! Up in the zone, goes the other way. Love when he does that. Clearly past Mark Reynolds, but he got it out to the outfield too quickly, and because of the defensive alignment, good aggressive turn. Gardner realizing, better hold up here. Nice play by Luke Scott. Heads up for Gardner, not thinking that was an automatic double.
Situations like these, when it's tough to score runs for the Yankees, maybe Derek Jeter bunts here. We'll see. Throw to first, as the Orioles wanted to see if he ran the hands up. He did not. He did not give it away.
I'd be surprised, unless Derek sees something with Reynolds being back and sleeping. He might do it on his own. You give Gardner a shot to steal a bag first.
Takes the pitch low. Now Gardner is a superior base stealer, but if you want to pick out a negative in his game about stealing bases, he doesn't do it right away. He really wants to read the pitcher and doesn't realize that his extraordinary speed will outrun most throws. Fouled away, and then the batter that's hitting behind you is kind of putting a little bit of a hole, because Derek wants to give him some pitches to steal on, but not that many.
Yeah, that surprised me. Guys with superior speed, as you know, Michael, take off. Yeah, unless you have a guy with a very special move, you got to watch for certain things. Obviously, you don't want Tillman to easily pick you off. Wieters has a nice, strong arm. Dana DeMuth, the chief of the umpire staff at first base. Wieters so far thrown out 40% of the runners, which is very good. League average, major league average, about 25%.
Making it very close at first. Tillman has a very good move for a right-hander. Quick feet. You have to have quick feet when you get the ball to first in a hurry. There he goes. There's a strike. Throw to second. Got him. Wieters with a bullet to Brian Robertson. He tags out Brett Gardner.
Wow, I'll tell you, I thought he had a great jump. He's got a big lead, a little bit of a short stride from the pitcher. This is a perfect throw. Slam the tag down by Roberts. Watch Wieters getting up out of the chute there, quickly getting his feet underneath him. Right on the right side of the bag. Nice throw.
Let's take a look at the IOTV HD Super Shot. And in every single replay, he's going to be out. Got him on the left shoulder well before he got to the bag. I mean, we'll talk about it a little bit later on, but the Orioles absolutely rave about Matt Wieters. Some people look at him as a disappointment because he doesn't hit the way people had projected he would hit. But behind the plate, the Orioles swear by this guy. He works hard, studies, and really controls the game. And there's a base hit for Derek Jeter. Let's take a look at the Orioles defense, which is brought to you by your Mercedes-Benz Tri-State dealer. In the outfield, Luke Scott's at left, Adam Jones, a Gold Glover in center, Nick Markakis over in right. Infield, Reynolds, Andino, Robertson, Lee, that's third to first. The aforementioned Wieters behind the plate. Chris Tillman is on the mound. Here's Mark Teixeira. He is 0 for his last 18. One at bat shy of his longest Yankee hitless streak.
Derek Jeter from the side. All the talk about his step. It just shortened it up a little bit, but Yankee fans have seen it so often. Inside out, pulls his hands in. Beautiful swing, right field. Nice approach.
Just foul. It was fair when it went over the head of Lee, but it kept hooking foul.
Change up out in front. Derek Lee, Gold Glover, had enough hook to it. Pushing that ball foul. See Jeter frozen there. He perfectly what you're supposed to do. He makes that catch. He's got to come dive back.
Derek with his 2,934th career hit. And he now needs 66 to get to the 3,000 hit club. Now, Derek Jeter's about 6'2", 6'3", and you can see how tall Derek Lee is because he makes Jeter look as if he's short. Derek's not. The 2-1. 3-1.
He was Derek Lee was a heck of a basketball player, and actually got an invite. He signed a letter of intent to go to University of North Carolina. Dean Smith, who was the legendary basketball coach, said, "Come on down here. I'm not going to promise you anything, but I'll invite you to come on and try to make the team."
Hot shot up the middle, and that breaks the 0 for 18 slide. 3 straight hits for the Yankees to start off the first inning. And Teixeira really needed that one.
Well, they're seeing the ball early. That ball's in the middle of the plate. Mark Teixeira getting a good hack at that up the middle, driving it. You see where Brian Roberts playing pull, along with Andino. Hot smash, nice hit.
Now the Orioles are concerned about Tillman. He's a little bit of an enigma to them. They really have to nurse him through games because he's not the pitcher that was advertised when he was in the minor leagues. In the minor leagues, he threw 94, 95 miles an hour. And, you know, we talk about Phil Hughes and the disappearing 2 or 3 miles. But with Chris Tillman, he throws 88, 89 now. No arm problems, but that's a big drop. And if you're going to throw that speed out, you have to have pinpoint control. And you have to be able to change speeds, too.
You're right. You cannot live, consistently stay in the big leagues by throwing 88-mile-an-hour fastballs down the middle.
Well, the O's got him in a trade with the Mariners. That's the one that sent Eric Bedard to Seattle, who's a second-round draft pick for Seattle in 06. Made his debut in the majors in 09. He's just 22. 1-0. Now, the last game the Yankees played was on Sunday night against the Red Sox and Josh Beckett. Beckett threw a gem. Yankees lost 4-0. But Alex was not in that lineup. He was a late scratch. He developed flu-like symptoms, but obviously that day and then Monday was an off day. Yesterday it rained out. He's fine now. That one is driven deep to right field. Going back, Markakis looking up. See ya! A 3-run home run. Alex Rodriguez, and the Yankees jump out to a 3-0 lead.
I guess he's feeling better. Off Thursday, not playing. Sunday, stays back. He's so strong. I don't care humidity tonight or not. Short porch in right field. You have to be a strong man to be able to go the opposite field the way he just did there. Mistake, middle of the plate. Watch him put his foot down.
Here's the Coors Light cold hard blast.
Head down, finish, extension. Beautiful.
Those 3 ribbies for Alex now tie him with Al Simmons and Ted Williams for 11th place all time. 1,839 runs batted in. And there's the list. Next up, well, the one he's aiming for, obviously, all time is Hank Aaron. So he breaks the tie with his former teammate Ken Griffey Jr. Now, Al told you about Cano, 6 for 7 against Tillman. But check this out. Last year against the Orioles, Cano was 32 for 72 in 18 games with 5 homers and 12 ribbies. He's one of the few Yankees gotten off to a very good start. He and Alex. There's a strike. So Tillman has yet to retire a batter on his own. The only out that he's gotten on the base paths, Gardner trying to steal. The 1-2.
You were talking about, and it's a fact. Just look at the batting average for the Yankees. But I watched this lineup, Michael, and not just because they've got a few hits and A-Rod went the other way, and now here Cano, as good a hitter as he is, but there's absolutely no relief. And we've even heard Buck Showalter talking about being in the American League East. What separates an American League lineup, especially in the East, is what's coming at you 7, 8, 9, and the meaning of how the length of it. It's just every at bat. I'm watching Tillman here. Now you're trying to find an opportunity to say, okay, where's he going to go? How's he going to get through, some innings here? When you're missing, as you just said a little while ago, 88 middle of the plate. There, that last pitch is up out of the zone. You fight off. You have Cano fight off a pitcher's pitch. It's a constant battle of having to make pitches, meaning the corners, and make that perfectly executed pitch. Now that down's the middle there. Let's see if there's run foul. Wieters wanted that ball up. 2 pitches before that, curveball down. Wieters was saying in the dirt. He ended up having the ball up enough to where he ends up hitting the curveball foul. And it's that battle that the Yankees really bring at you. There's a reason why they scored the most runs last year in all baseball.
A 1-2. Got him on a breaking ball. Swings over the top for the second out. There's Mark Connor, first-year pitching coach. He's been a longtime confidant of Buck Showalter. Was pitching coach here with the Yankees as well. Followed him to Arizona, Texas. Actually stayed in Texas after Buck was let go, and now has rejoined him here in Baltimore. They have another good pitching coach as their bullpen coach, Rick Adair. Here's Nick Swisher. Home plate umpire is Doug Eddings. Calling balls and strikes. The 1-0. Lined into left field, the base hit. That's the Yankees' 5th hit of the inning. Well, we've already seen Eddings and DeMuth. There's Doug Eddings behind the plate. DeMuth is at first. Kerwin Danley is at second. And Paul Nowert is over third. So Mark Connor is going to go out and talk with Tillman. That seems like more of a snap out of it conversation. Have you ever had those on the mound, Al?
With him?
With anybody.
Well, Goose was my first pitching coach here with the Yankees in 1987. Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. Look, this is frustrating. Obviously, Mark Connor, has all the good intentions to try to get his pitcher back on track. But when you're watching and you see all of his pitches that are missing, location-wise, up in the zone, doesn't have the crisp fastball tonight. It's a little frustrating. You got to find the spot. Now he threw first pitch changeup, ball, and then came back, middle of the plate. Good hitting. It's a 1-0 changeup.
Here's Jorge Posada. Jorge is 0 for his last 17. So he got off to that good start with the 3 home runs in 2 games, 3 2-run home runs. But the average at 138. Yankees had some early BP today in the 3 o'clock hour, and Jorge was part of that early group. I mean, the Yankees have great facilities. That full batting cage is right next to the clubhouse, but hitting outside is a completely different animal. Players can trap the ball better, and they like hitting outside. So when they had the chance and the weather permitted, they were out there. That one is driven to deep left center. Adam Jones will run it down for the final out of the inning. But the Yankees have had a lumber slumber of late. But all of a sudden, they awaken. 5 hits this inning. The big blow, the 3-run home run by A-Rod. We go to the second, 3-0 Bombers. Question is early season success or failure indicative of future results? The choices are number 1, yes. Number 2, no. You could text your vote to 58772. Standard text messaging rates apply. Well, is it, Al? Is it indicative of future results?
I'm waiting for us to have I don't know. I'm not sure. You can lose a division pennant, I think, by having a really poor start. You can't win one in April. I think it's a little bit of both.
I've seen people win one in April, too. The 84 Tigers got off to a 35-5 start, and they never looked back.
All right, I get that. But, historically, how many teams went 30 games over 500 in their first 40 games?
Pitch is low to Luke Scott.
Look, every game's important. There's 162 of them, and you can look back. If you miss out on a division by a game or two, you go, boy, remember in April we stunk in that game, and that game, and that game we threw away or gave away? Sure, they're all important. I'll say yes.
Now the Red Sox have gotten off to a dreadful start, and they might consider themselves lucky that their game tonight has been rained out with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay really beat up on Matsuzaka on Monday, and then David Price outdueled Lester yesterday. So Tampa Bay, who had been struggling, picks up 2 wins against the Red Sox. The only 2 Red Sox wins this year have been against the Yankees over the weekend. The 2-1. Count 3-1.
When you talk about, let's go individually. Mark Teixeira historically struggles in April. For the most part, has always a bad year. This guy here, Luke Scott, last year was not good for more than April. Ended up being their MVP. 27 home runs. 72 RBI, ended up 284.
Adam Jones on deck.
You know, what kind of ball club? You mentioned about the Tigers, and you know, look at the Red Sox. On people are picking them to not only win the AL East but go on to the World Series. You know, what's the talent? Is it indicative or commensurate with the club that's put out there, or what is perceived as a team that's not going to win? Does it go in line with that?
Well, let's put it this way: the Red Sox are running the team that they wanted to run out there, and they've gotten off to a dreadful start. You know, they can't blame it on injuries. Their pitching has been very bad, and the hitting not up to what they thought it was going to be. That one's fouled straight back here, right under our booth.
Where'd you get your glove?
I need a glove?
We could have caught that if we had a glove.
I would have to lean out of the booth.
Shook the change, wanted to go fastball.
Hammered to center. Doesn't carry that well as Granderson puts it away for the first out.
You know, it's funny. I had to say that before the pitch. Obviously, he got in enough on Luke Scott. But AJ said about Russell Martin, he said, I won't call for a changeup, but if he calls it, I won't shake him. Now, 3-2 is a little different. And also, too, as a pitcher, you know, AJ's immediately turned around, realized he missed location-wise. Watch here. See the little wiggle of fingers? Change up. Nope. Puts the fastball down. Misses. Luckily for AJ. Boom. Gets inside. Look at AJ immediately turn around, realizing he missed. He missed by about 1.5 feet location-wise.
Here's Adam Jones. Count 1-0.
You know, and I think of that right there, Michael, because often when I pitched, I would shake all the time because, one, I didn't know what I was going to throw, and I just like to shake. And you shake off and you miss, and fastball. And a guy puts some wood on it, you say, oh, gosh, why did I shake him? It ends up being a fly ball to Granderson, but you do second-guess yourself, especially when you have your catcher thinking that you should throw another pitch.
Why did you like the shake? I
always thought it created doubt in the hitter's mind because I only threw really 2 pitches, occasional third. I was fastball, cutter, curve. Very, very seldom, if ever, did I throw a changeup. So I got very fastball, cutter, fastball, cutter. And I just thought by shaking a few times, they would say, well, you know, is he going to throw a changeup here? Is this a curveball? Boom, cutter. Cito Gaston, my manager in Toronto, used to say, you know what, as a hitter, I didn't like guys shaking. Created doubt.
So you might actually get the sign that you want, but just shake the catcher back to it.
I'm going to tell you, Piazza used to get so mad at me because he would put down cutter. I'd say no. Fastball in, no. Fastball away, no. Curveball, no. Go back to the cutter, and I'd say yes. And he'd look at me like, you jerk. And I don't know.
The 2-2. Now, when you shook him off, though, for the cutter, at that point, did you not want to throw a cutter, and then you just started?
No. I knew.
You knew you wanted to get back to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because then you could get to a point where he would call it, I would shake, he'd put it down again, shake, and put it down again. I'd say yes. He knew.
Okay. He probably really hated you.
You mean just?
No, about everything. About everything.
No.
No. Good friends?
Yeah.
Really? You still call each other?
We talk.
How often?
A couple months ago.
He could not hold up. Goes down on strikes.
It's a curveball, but it looks like a slider, but it has the break of a curveball. What I mean by that is a curveball will pop. See he'll have his index finger up, see a little spike curveball, and the ball immediately goes down. Most curveballs thrown by a major leaguer, the ball will pop up. And that's where you hear a hitter will say they could see the ball pop up out of their hand. AJ, what makes it so tough for major league hitters is it looks like a fastball. And when he's in good counts, and now will keep creating some doubt with his changeup, tough to hit. Stay right there, AJ. It's good.
Mark Reynolds, one of those all or nothing at all guys. 638 strikeouts over the last 3 seasons. Significant? I'll tell you how significant. It's the highest strikeout total over a span of 3 seasons for any batter in Major League history. Amazing. Now he'll run into it. He'll run into a fastball and hit it out. But he does not have much plate discipline. I asked Buck Showalter, how do you abide by a hitter like that in your lineup? What does he bring? He said he's a different hitter with runners in scoring position. He cuts down the strikeouts, and he's 5 for 9 in runners in scoring position so far this year. And he happens to be a Gold Glove caliber third baseman. He said he's going to take a lot more away than he's going to give up because he strikes out. But he almost struck out there and fouled it back. He's the first player in Major League history to have a lower batting average than number of strikeouts. That was last year, 198 batting average, and 211 obviously is higher than 198. A lot of first for Mark Reynolds, none that he really wants to brag about.
Well, and he'll say, because I've heard some interviews with him, so what? I strike out. This is who I am, and this is my approach, and I'll run into, as you say, a lot of home runs. It just, as a pitcher, I say 2 strikes, don't throw him a strike. He will get himself out.
That's what AJ was trying to do. Yanked the fastball, and the count 3-2.
And the other part is change eye levels and also get him out in front. I think AJ with the big curveball, 2 or 3 in the dirt there, I gotta believe he'd wave at one of them.
The 3-2. Line drive and a base hit down the left field line. Gardner will play it in the corner, and Reynolds picks up a 2-out double.
I don't know if this was part of a scout report. He went hard at him the whole time. He threw 1 curve, 1 change. 3-2 count, as you're talking about, we're talking about here, Michael. Guy who strikes out a lot. You got middle of the plate, pretty much middle of the plate. Granted, you say, okay, 3-2, you want to put it in play. This guy hit 40 home runs a couple years ago, 44 to be exact, in 09.
Now Burnett will deal with Matt Wieters. Wieters 0 for his last 13, 2 for his last 16. That one in the dirt, and moving to third is Reynolds. Second wild pitch for AJ. The 1-0. 1-1.
You hear about it often. A minor leaguer coming to the big leagues that can hit a fastball. So far, early in this young man's career, fantastic behind the plate. He's shown a little bit of a longer swing. That fastball at 93 was by him. And part of that long swing is a guy that it takes a lot to generate for him to get the barrel of the ball. And believe it or not, sometimes you say, well, geez, here's a young, big kid. Fastball is the pitch that most every major league can hit. He's got to show you can hit a fastball before you start throwing full speed stuff.
That was an 89-mile-an-hour change, right?
Beautiful, yeah. Now, 2 fastballs, change up. I mean, that's just filthy. Looks just like a fastball. Sink to it. I'm running a high fastball here. Nope, another changeup.
2-2. And the count is full at 3-2. So Reynolds is at third. Yankees lead 3-0 on Alex Rodriguez's opposite field home run in the first inning.
Well, the proverbial, if you throw it 2-2, do you throw it 3-2? Let's see what it Good chase there.
3-2. And a nice save there by Martin. He saved a run. Wieters works a walk. All with 2 outs here, first and third. And that'll bring up Robert Andino. And that's also going to bring out Larry Rothschild.
It's a good visit. You just said it. Two strikeout or 2 outs. He gets a nice strikeout from Jones. I thought a little bit opportunity. Could have put away a big strikeout guy. Ends up getting a double. Okay, 2 outs. And then just hits a little backwards there to Wieters, a guy struggling early on in this season at 192 into that at bat. 27 pitches so far in this inning. He's coming up on his 50th pitch. One of the best pitching coaches in the game right there, Larry Rothschild. Understands mechanics, scouting reports, statistics of it, the mind part.
Andino 0 for 7, and he's going to have to step in and play shortstop for about 3 weeks. J.J. Hardy pulled an oblique muscle, and that seems to be the injury du jour in Major League Baseball. AJ's now thrown 50 pitches in the second inning. That's not a good trend for him. 25 an inning, he's not going to get it done. The 1-0. Strike. Got a good fastball tonight. 93-94.
Robert Andino, watch his front foot. He's stepping out. He's already bailing as far as I'm concerned. He has this entire outer third preferably down so he doesn't be able to flick a ball away. Stay away down. Missed in. Beat him. You know, that's the part of where you manage the game in a sense of, okay, you get through the first inning, 1, 2, 3, you got the bottom of the order, you get 2 quick outs, you bet you want to limit your pitch count.
The 1-2. Grounded softly to first. Grabbed there by Teixeira. Foot race to first, and he beats Andino for the foul out. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and 2 men left. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-0 Yanks. (1996) ALCS Game 1. Bernie Williams hits a walk-off home run in the 11th inning in a 5-4 Yankees win against the Orioles. Demand greatness in every sip and every season. Johnny Walker, proud sponsor of the New York Yankees.
That wasn't the Mayor? Was that the same series?
That was the same series,
Jeffrey
yes.
Mayer?
Yep. Here's Curtis Granderson. Tillman will try to recover from a shaky first inning. 5 hits for the Yankees in the first. Gardner single, Jeter a single, Teixeira a single, 3-run home run by A-Rod. Swisher a single. 3-0 Yankees.
Tillman had the same kind of first inning he did in his last start against the Tigers. Ended up going 32 pitches in his first inning. Not getting through 5 innings in that start. You see the line there. 32 pitch inning. Ended up getting that 97 pitch count. Hope you get to 100, especially a young pitcher like this early in the season. That will be your night.
Strike 3. Granderson down looking.
That's one of those slow curveballs, big break to it, but you just can't pull the trigger. Watch here, he puts his foot down. 77. Whoop. A little high curveball. Maybe he thought it was up. Looked like a good pitch here. Above the belt. Hanger.
Russell Martin takes low. That one's driven to right field. It's going to be a base hit, and it goes up against the wall. Martin rounds first. He's going to second. Markakis comes up throwing, but it's a double for Russell Martin.
Catcher legging it out with one of the stronger arms in baseball. Right field firing that ball in from Nick Markakis. Out of the box, a little cutter, stays on the ball, drives it to right field. When Russell Martin thinks middle of the field, obviously that being running away from a nice piece of hit, staying on that baseball, busting out. You don't see too many catchers being able to have that kind of speed and agility. Bam!
He's the only major league player to catch every inning this season with the rainouts. Joe has not had to give him that day off, so Gustavo Molina waits for an opportunity to play.
He's got 2 stolen bases, Russell Martin.
Hey! There's a strike. Martin also had 2 big home runs in the Yankees' lone win against the Red Sox. That was Saturday.
Yeah, that Yankee offense. They scored 16 in the first 2 games. Got shut out by a real tough pitcher, Josh Beckett, Sunday. It was 16 runs.
They lost 9-6. They got shut out on Sunday.
No, first 2 games. 9-6. What was the second game?
I'll get it for you.
I'll bring it up.
Second game was 9-4. So that's 15 if you're adding it all together. Gardner singled inside third in the first inning and was caught stealing. Pulled to second base. Roberts just got the hustling Gardner as Russell Martin moves to third. Well, not many players can make that play close.
I honestly, when I say this, you might think I'm lying, but I think this excites me almost as much as a home run. A guy to have that speed, busting out every single at bat. This is a medium hard ground ball to right side, and he's got it by barely a half step. Just another element of the game, and I think you're going to see more of that. Like speedy hit and run, more defensive minded guys that can be more situational.
Here's Derek. He lined a single right field, came around to score in the first inning. Breaking ball strike on the inside corner. That's a mistake location-wise, right? On the breaking ball, you don't want to throw that breaking ball in the inside corner.
Not first. First pitch is okay. That you have a strike breaking ball and then a put-away breaking ball. You got a guy looking fast. Now that's in deeper in the count. 1-2, 0-2.
But if you throw a breaking ball anytime, the whole point is to get the guy just to move back a little bit, and it's breaking right into his happy zone.
Not a curveball. Curveball. Now I would say that on a slider because slider's close to your fastball speed. But a curveball, it's 12 miles an hour than your fastball. So you're getting him out in front. You're getting a guy that's aggressive, that likes the fastball, first ball fastball hitter, and you're just saying, I'm going to get it over for a called strike. So you're really not thinking anywhere other than the plate. Bust him in on his hands.
Fouled off the foot of Jeter.
Now, as you get deeper, Michael, yes, you don't want to be hanging up the curveball unless you got to a 3-2 count or the count where Granderson couldn't pull the trigger. It's just too high and too slow. Boom.
That got him right on the guard, so it doesn't feel good, but it feels a lot better than it would if it wasn't guarded. The 1-2. Chopped off the plate. It's going to be trouble. It's going to be a base hit. It's going to be a run. So an RBI single for Derek. He's 2 for 2, and the Yankees lead 4-0. The Orioles get felled by the Baltimore chop.
He's smiling. Hitter's smiling time off the home plate. Sees that fair and foul. I'm going to bust it down the line. This is not only a hit, it's an RBI. Tillman falling back slightly toward the pitcher's mound. No chance. This is better than a suicide safety squeeze. Watch him slip a little bit there on his right foot, even if he didn't. No rhyme or reason at times for the game of baseball. Swinging bunt, you make a good pitch. Jeter's rewarded with an RBI single.
Count 1-0 to Teixeira.
And then you have the line drive rocket out. It's caught.
Derek came into the game 1 for his last 10, but he's 2 for 2 tonight. And he now has 2009 with 35 hits.
That's what I get. You know, we were talking about batting averages. So I guess that he went from 200 to what, 275.
It jumps now. You can move quickly.
You know what Mr. Pujols is batting?
Under 2, right?
200. How about Hanley Ramirez? 182. Jason Ward 237. Carl Crawford 152. The Yuka 182. Joe Mauer 235.
Jeter's now at 250. 250 with 2 hits.
I talked to Kevin Long about that. I said, you know, we had 35 at bats, 40 at bats, 37, 34, 29. I know, you know, it's all about today, what's wrong. Get the ABs, get out there and play.
Line drive and base hit to right field. Jeter's going to go to third. Teixeira will stop at first. So Teixeira now 2 for 2 coming into the game 0 for 18, and the Yankees have runners on the corners for A-Rod.
Well, got another fastball. The nitro zone for anybody is left-handed, especially down and in. Gets a nice stroke on this right center field. Derek Jeter busted it. So far, Tillman has not consistently been able to make his pitches. Off and on, Yankee hitters absolutely taking advantage of this young pitcher's inability to make quality pitches consecutively.
Alex lined a 3-1 home run into the short porch and right in the first, his 4th home run of the year. Let's take a look. This is just sheer power from Alex, and lands it into the first or second row out there and right. Maybe third. So Alex has gotten off to a very good start. Got the 4 home runs. He got 8 runs batted in, 10 hits, 10 runs scored, hitting .345.
That's going to have monster year, Michael. Mind's good, but coming in great shape. Not talking about any ailments or anything wrong physically.
Chris Jakubowskis warming.
Well, you know, I think it was part of the scout report. I said about when Tillman gets ahead, how good he was so far up to this point. Today, Michael, tonight, of the 12 batters, 9 of them he's gotten behind.
I'm not saying he intentionally walked Alex, but he didn't give anything to hit. Now he's going to deal with Robinson Cano.
Well, and that's because he got behind. These are great hitters. Now, when they're locked in, as this game is playing out so far, and you get in a 2-0, 2-1, 3-1 count with an Alex Rodriguez or Cano, or pick your Yankee right now, and you can just keyhole that pitcher to the spot, they're going to hit it hard.
Now, Cano has 65 hits against the Orioles the last 2 seasons. That's the most for any player against any team over that span. That's a .461 average. Not too bad. He struck out in the first inning on a breaking ball down and in. Bases loaded for the Yankees as they break this one open in the bottom of the second. Nice block by Wieters.
Big curveball, just yanks it. You said it, Michael. Getting that body out in front of it, making sure that ball doesn't skip away. This may be his last batter here if he doesn't get him out.
It's 4-0. Count 2-0, and there's no place to put him. Six for 8 against Tillman. That's 750.
Now this is the keyhole. Whatever that spot is, which is usually right in this area. Maybe from Robinson Cano right about here. His pitch, his spot, let it fly.
And he lets it fly. Left center field. A base hit cutting over Scott. 2-run score. Alex Rodriguez goes to third. Cano's at second with a 2-run double. And the Yankees have a 6-0 lead. And the Orioles continue to be punished by Robinson Cano. Well, Buck's seen enough, and he's going to go to the bullpen. Chris Tillman simply did not have it today. Right from the very start, 5 hits in the first inning and 3 runs. And now the Yankees put 3 more on the board with runners on second and third, still 2 outs. Nick Swisher's coming up. He's not facing Tillman as Showalter goes to the pen. by AT&T. And he is going to bring in Chris Jakubalkis. So Chris Tillman just didn't have it. Now they turn to Jakubalkis.
Jack Ubalkis. That is a mouthful right there.
So second and third for the Yankees with 2 outs. And now here's Swisher. Jakubalkis deals low. You might say, well, where's the S? That's what I thought. But the pronunciation guide that the Orioles have on their notes say it's Jakubalkis. Jakubalkis.
Can I just call him Chris?
Yeah, sure. Did it take a while when you came up? Were you leader to a lot of people?
No.
Never?
Nope. Yeah, you know what? Maybe a fan would yell. Hey, it's a bad feeling right there for that young man. And you look back at your start and try to figure out something.
I don't know what he could pull out of this one.
Yeah. No. This would be one of those where you have to chalk up. You can't. You just got to chalk it up as, boy, that wasn't good. He wasn't able to execute the plan. That was all part of the scout report. Missing location. You can't do that with average stuff.
The 3-1, and he walks it. So now the bases are reloaded for Posada.
Yeah, the credit also to a very good Yankee lineup. Didn't hit Josh Beckett on Sunday. The rain out yesterday. And had early hitting, and all these guys, professional hitters, realize them trying to work out their tweaks and work on their swings and get to where they feel comfortable. It doesn't just happen falling out of bed. These guys work hard.
Well, if you believe in do, Jorge Posada is that. Flight out to right in the first inning. He's 0 for his last 18. And the pitch is low. Having trouble throwing strikes in the count 2-0. And there's no place to put Posada. Popped up, shallow center, long run for Jones. He dives, and he makes the catch. He took 2 runs away from the Yankees and took a base hit away from Posada. Jones came a long way, a full body dive. He's totally in the air and comes down with the baseball. But the Yankees had 3 runs. They're up 6-0, and the pitcher likes what he sees. So Derek Jeter is 2 for 2, and this is where he stands on the all-time list. He ties Barry Bonds with 2,935, and the Hall of Famer Frank Robinson is next up, 8 hits away. Now, speaking of Barry Bonds, his 12-day trial ended today after 4 days of deliberation. He was charged with 4 counts, and the only one that the jury came back with a guilty plea was the obstruction of justice trial. The obstruction of justice charge. The other 3 charges resulted in a hung jury, and they're called mistrials. And that's the way it stands right now. Those other 3 were significant because the jury failed to reach a verdict on the 3 charges that essentially would have said that Bonds lied to a grand jury when he denied knowingly using steroids or HGH. So we'll see if he's sentenced and what that sentencing will be. His lawyers immediately said they should throw out the guilty verdict on that 4th obstruction of justice trial. So that's where we stand right now. Hopefully an ugly part of baseball history is slowly being put to sleep. The Lincoln scoreboard 6-0 Yankees over the O's. Fly ball, left center, Granderson again. So 2 fly balls to the Yankee center fielder, 2 outs.
Boy, it'd be nice for AJ to have a quick inning here after the 53 pitches in 2 innings. This is what you do. You got a big lead. Your offense is supplying plenty of runs. Attack the zone. Get some quick outs.
Here's Derek Lee. And there's a strike. Lee lined out to Sheriff in the 1st inning. Ground ball to Jeter. It was an easy inning for A.J. Burnett. 1, 2, 3, and he did it with just 6 pitches. That's exactly what he needed, and that gives the Yankee offense more turns at bat. Here in the Bronx. Complete coverage will start at 6 with the Audi batting practice today show, followed by the Tri-State Court pregame. Then, Leiter and I are back to bring you the call from the stadium. The Orioles, the Yankees. It all starts tomorrow at 6, and it's only on the YES Network. Lincoln scoreboard. It is 6-0. Yankees over the O's, and Curtis Granderson will lead off. He led off the 2nd inning and struck out. But the Yankees did put another 3 spot on the board. And Chris Jakubowski deals. He can't get out of the game soon enough. You want to put that
S in there, don't you? Jakubowski. It's an interesting story. Jakubowski, he was a hitter at the University of Oklahoma. And as he said, quote, I guess a long time ago, his swing left him and he started pitching. And he was signed out of one of the independent leagues, pitching in Kentucky.
Ground ball to first. Derek Lee on the way.
And you know who managed him for the Florence, Kentucky Freedom team in the Independent Frontier League?
No, I don't. Who?
Chris Sabo. Remember the guy with the glasses, the ski glasses?
Spuds.
Spuds, yeah. Was his manager. A converted outfielder. Here he is in the big leagues, 32 years old. It's a good story.
Great story.
Never give up. You just never know.
It's a dream that so many people shoot for, and when you make it, you know, it's always a great story. You have to stay for one batter. His name, however long and tough it is to pronounce, is forever in the baseball encyclopedia. Martin takes a strike. Martin doubled in second. 3:23. Got off to a great start. Yankee GM Brian Cashman was saying that Russell Martin could be to this Yankee team what Paul O'Neill was to the Yankee team in the mid-90s, where you knew you were getting a player that was okay, but he never really blossomed into something great until he got here. Paul was a completely different player with the Yankees. Now Russell Martin was a very good player with the Dodgers. He strikes out, but injuries kind of derailed his last couple of seasons. And the Yankees got him on a one-year deal, and so far he's been everything they could have hoped for.
He's an all-star for one. Good catcher all the way around. Like the fact that he's really a complete player when he gets a bat. Get the ball raw field. Can run. Does a nice job behind the plate. Won the Silver Slugger in 2007.
Ground ball is short, and Dino's going to have to hurry. He does, and a 1-2-3 inning for Jakubowskis. 6-0 Yankees at the end of 3. Now A.J. Burnett, he can smell a win. He's done so far so well with 3 shutout innings. Buck Showalter won his first 6 games as Yankees manager. Which Yankee starter won 2 of those games? 1992.
You have to know that.
Al, I can tell you I don't know who won 2 of the first 5 wins for the Yankees this year.
I think I know that answer.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
You mean Burnett, 2 of the 5?
No. I know it's 2.
Guerrero fouls one the other way.
Left-hander.
Oh, really? I have it? We can't guess, so we're just like mouthing it to each other.
It's not a left-hander.
Now that'll narrow it down. It's either a right-hander or somebody who's ambidextrous. There's a ground ball to third. 1 away. With the rain falling steadily, the Yankees want to get the 5 innings in to make it an official game. The Yankees already have 2 games they have to make up, one against the Twins and the one that was rained out yesterday against the Orioles. Now the Twins won't be a doubleheader; it'll just be an off day that's been gone. But the Oriole game could end up being a doubleheader, or if there's an off day before one of their series that hasn't been decided yet. .63 pitches, only 6 in the third. The 0-1. 1-1.
.64 pitches, and charting as I do, I have him for 10 changeups.
Now, just watching it, though, it looks like the commitment to the change is more Martin's than Burnett. Martin's making him throw it.
As the one at bat where he shook off to Scott and he hit the long fly ball. But he's still throwing it. I hear what you're saying, but he's still agreeing to throw it. And the more he gets key outs, the more confidence a pitcher gets in that pitch. When it's a pitch that you haven't used consistently enough in your career, you hear everybody saying, boy, you need another pitch. Hey, if your fastball commands off and you don't have a feel for your curveball, where do you go? And he's starting to continue to throw more of it, and not just to show me pitch. I always say this: if you have a guy of A.J. Burnett's ability with still outstanding stuff, and you use it as an emergency pitch, you always feel like you're using it because you have to, as opposed to there you go, change up. Nope, shook him to the curveball, as opposed to part of your repertoire. Legitimate.
Now, have you noticed, Al, that Russell Martin has the same color nail polish as you today?
That's me?
Yeah, take a look.
I thought you were going to say Kim Jones.
No, you. Kind of pinkish. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. AJ's dealing.
Well, it's a beautiful. Shook him off. You have the curveball. Well, let's take a look at the pitch profile here. Beautiful bottom dropping out, Markakis. Here you go. Wieters out in front. Good action that's biting down in the zone again. A little changeup for a ball, but so what? He ends up throwing it. It's good. Now watch this last pitch after he ended up throwing a 2-2 curveball. To get the 3-2 to throw that, you cannot hold off. A guy that historically has shown that you're going to see a lot of fastballs and curveballs, and he throws that changeup. It's beautiful.
Pitch to Adam Jones is a strike.
And it's going to get around. Who knows how this all plays out. But if he starts continuing to throw, increase the percentage of his pitches, legitimately now it's part of his arsenal. Hitters have to. Oh boy, AJ's got his changeup. To grip here. This is a circle change. You see his pinky, ring, and middle finger. On the inside is what's called an Oka changeup, and he chokes it a lot.
Well, you're right about one thing. The more he throws it, the more confidence he's going to have. And last year was a big thing in spring training. He's throwing a changeup a lot, but then once the season started, he got off to a good start in April, went away from it, and then when he needed it, when he got into trouble, it's a field pitch.
Thank you. What about Phil Hughes? Wasn't that what we were talking last year?
Yep.
Reason why he made the rotation, that changeup.
The 1-2. Right back to AJ. And he has retired 7 in a row. 2 straight 1, 2, 3 innings. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Yankees are up in this one 6-0. Smokers Quit Line Quiz in '92. Buck Showalter won his first 6 games as Yankee manager. Which Yankee starter won 2 of those games, Al?
How about Melito Perez?
Close. Scott Sanderson. Fits the Derek Jeters.
Well, I knew it wasn't Chuck Gary, because Chuck Gary was left-handed.
You know, Buck Showalter always, to this day, and Al and I were talking to him after the rain out yesterday, as Jeter hits a sharp ground ball to Andino for the first out, gives all the credit to his success, or for his success, to the late George Steinbrenner. He said, George Steinbrenner took a chance on a young manager, unproven, that came up through the system, never played big league ball, and gave me a chance to run the New York Yankees on the field. He goes, I don't know if I would have gotten that chance anywhere else. Everything I have to point to that he took that chance.
I know, because you covered the Yankees when you did, when there's Mr. Steinbrenner's tribute out in right field behind the bleacher creatures. I just see Buck, and I remember him once upon a time coming up through the system, and then eventually I got traded to Toronto, and seeing him across the diamond managing during that period of time. It just seems really comfortable with who he is now. You know, and when you have time away after, what, 3.5 years from the Rangers, you reflect in a different way, right? You think of it.
I think that he thought, Al, that his days managing were over. I really believe that. He had settled in at ESPN, and he felt that GMs who might not be secure were afraid to hire him because of his reputation as a control freak, that he wanted his hands in everything. I think that he had come to grips with the fact, you know what? I had 3 big league jobs. I should be happy with that, and I might not get another one. But then Andy McPhail and the owner of the Orioles, Peter Angelos, decided to take a shot. There's Buck as a youngster running the Yankees. And although you have to give so much credit to Joe Torre winning those 4 championships, Buck Showalter and Gene Michael did the heavy lifting, taking that organization from the doldrums and slowly, in those 4 years that Buck was there, building it up. He did the same thing in Arizona. He did the heavy lifting for Bob Brenly. And he did the same thing in Texas. And he got them set up to succeed as well. So in '96, the Yankees won the World Series a year after they left. 2001, the Diamondbacks won the World Series the year after he left. And the Rangers in 2007, 4th in the AL, but they slowly got better and better.
Attention to detail, I would say, about Buck. He knows many aspects of not only his own club, but around the league. I thought it was a good article from Joel Sherman posted.
I mean, not to come down too hard on some teams, but the teams that passed him over and hired lesser managers, and then they see what he's done here with the Orioles, you wonder in quiet moments, do they go, boy, that wasn't really good. I mean, I wonder if they're doing the same thing about Bobby Valentine. There's a strike.
And the article that I'm referring to, Alex Rodriguez, who I guess it was, he's quoted and said that they didn't have the best of relationship while he managed it, but before he was manager of the Rangers, they went golfing. And Alex said he realized by the fourth hole, this guy knows not only our 40-man roster, but the 40-man roster of all of baseball, of who they are and their scatter reports. This guy's got it covered.
I don't think they didn't get along in Texas, but I don't think that they were totally on the same page. But to Alex's credit, you talk to him now, he said, it was my fault that we weren't on the same page. He said, I didn't realize what Buck was, and Buck was maybe pushing his agenda too much for me to accept it. He goes, but in retrospect, that was my bad. He says Buck Showalter knows more baseball. He said he told me Buck Showalter's a baseball genius. So interesting stuff, but that's the situation. Now he's in the American League East. That's a slow roller, third base side. It's going to be a base hit. So he hits one into the seats in right, and it shows you the greatness of the game of baseball. And then he's completely fooled on that pitch, dribbles it up the third baseline and gets a hit.
Or not, if you're Jakubowski. Here it is, hanging curveball, foot down, peels it about, about 70 feet, 65 feet. And you can say that about Derek Jeter's first at bat. He ends up hitting a screaming beam into the shortstop for a 6-3. His previous at bat, a swinging bunt, got an RBI single out of it. It's the game, and it is what makes this game great.
Yankees have done a good job today offensively with 10 hits, 6 runs, and here's Cano, had a 2-run double his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Teixeira's at second, must feel great. Had a couple of days off and has gone from 0 for 18 to 2 for 2 with a walk. Yankees are 3 for 5 today with runners in scoring position. Did not hold up.
Check swing in a cold weather like that. See Cano not being able to hold up. I believe that was a changeup from Jakubowski. Matt Wieters getting out there and making sure they're on the same page now that Teixeira's at second. You go through your sequence of signs. One. Grounded to second. Let's see if they get 2. There's 1. On to first. It's a double play. So the Yankees do not score here in the 4th. No runs a hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It's a foggy night. Almost the beginning of dark shadows here at Yankee Stadium. Where's Barnabas Collins? Any minute now. Yankees lead 6-0.
Good stuff, Bob. That's a great look at the outside of Yankee Stadium and all the fog rolling in.
Barnabas Collins?
You have no idea what that is,
no,
right?
I have no idea.
You're 45 years old. How could you not know what Dark Shadows was? It was a horror soap opera when we were growing up. That one's popped up off the bat of Mark Reynolds. And Mark Teixeira puts it away, climbing on top of the mound. Kia scoreboard at 6-0, Yankees over the O's. You really had never heard of Dark Shadows.
But Michael, while you were watching soap operas, I was out on the ball field playing, trying to hone my baseball skills. I didn't watch soap operas.
I didn't watch it, but, you know, just because do you know about the Civil War? Were you there on the battlefield?
How you're going to compare Civil War with Barnabas
I'm just
Collins?
saying that you have to know pop culture around you, so I knew what Dark Shadows was.
I'd like to take a poll. Can we do a live poll?
Yeah, please take a poll.
How many people even know who he is? I was working on curveballs and sliders and cutters.
There's Matt Wieters. And obviously working on your command, too, during that time.
Ouch.
You had a great career. Not a good one, a great one.
It was okay.
No, it wasn't okay. It was a great career.
More than I ever dreamt.
Wasn't it on a night like this that you threw 162 pitches against the Twins? For a complete game?
Who was the manager again?
Dallas Green.
Oh, that's right. I forget that game. It was. It was very similar.
I think it was actually
colder.
a worse night, yeah. This night's not that bad. That was like a downpour and really, really cold. The 1-1. Line drive down the right field line. It's a base hit, and that's going to go into the corner. Playing it out there is Swisher. He comes up throwing. Wieters going for 2, and he makes it. So a double, and that breaks a streak of 8 straight retired by A.J. Burnett.
Well, I said, hey, can he hit a fastball? Yes, he can. This was a fastball down and in. Nitro zone for left-handers. They like the ball in the down and in sweet spot. He absolutely smoked the 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Good swing. Watch this. He wants to go away. You see where the glove was. Ends up being here. Nice pitch. 1-1 after a 1-0 changeup. Bam. Turned on it. Nothing long about that swing right there.
Here's Andino. Fly ball right field. Coming on is Swisher for the second. Wieters stays put. Here's Brian Roberts. Roberts led off the game with a single. Have you ever seen a happier player in your life? Robert Andino on photo day. That is a great smile.
Nick Swisher?
Not that smile, though.
Yeah, that's great. The big leagues should be smiling. Where is that? He's got an opportunity here. J.J. Hardy down. This tourist who was the everyday shortstop until the sign of J.J. Hardy. And Dino was a high draft pick for the Marlins. They ended up trading for Hanley Ramirez. No reason to have a young shortstop in the organization. Nice player.
Well, the oblique injury has now become the injury. Longoria out, Hardy out, Ibar, Hart, Garland.
What's the deal?
I don't get it. There was a long story in the Times the other day about it, and there's really no rhyme or reason to why that has been the injury of choice. Granderson had one. Jabba had one. They didn't go on the DL, though.
Could it be that they're just that much more in tune to the core and doing that much more?
Yeah, but if you think you would do more work with the core, you shouldn't be pulling muscles on the core.
But you can't pull fat.
That I know.
They're pulling too many muscles.
The 1-2. Grounded foul. Jabba rebounded nicely from there's more of a tweak of the oblique, but when you pull it, and it's such a thin line that you have to straddle because you want to get back, but if you don't get it completely healed and it repulls, you could be out 2 months.
It's like a mild groin strain.
I think that Jason Bay is going through it with the Mets right now. Swing and a miss. An impressive 5 innings for A.J. Burnett, pitching the shutout. It's an official game. At the end of 4.5, we're halfway through. Yankees lead the Orioles 6-0. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. A.J. Burnett pitching a 3-hit shutout on the Kia scoreboard. Yankees lead 6-0, and Nick Swisher leads off. And there's a strike. Swisher has singled to left and walked. Nick looking for his first home run. High fly ball, left field, coming on Luke Scott on the run toward the line, 1 out.
Well, who hasn't joined the party yet, Michael?
Posada.
Posada.
Granderson.
All right. We have a shot right here off of Chris Jakubowski.
Posada with a bloop to center field. Great diving play by Adam Jones in the second. Posada's now 0 for his last 19 with 2 fly balls to center. Defense played dead straight away for Posada. No defense could defend that. See ya! Home run for Posada. His 4th of the year, and the Yankees lead 7-0. And that's a loud, long way to break an 0 for 19 streak.
He joined the party. 4 home runs. Big curveball. He started getting a little conscious of off-speed pitches. You know, when a guy gets a little older, you see, okay, maybe he's slowing down. You get the fastball, hit 3 home runs, gets the curveball here. Cutter in on his hands, pulled his hands in. I'll tell you right now, to be able to keep that ball fair, you have to pull your hands in to get the barrel of the bat so you don't wrap the barrel over. That'd be end up hooking it foul. Nice piece of hitting.
And what a perfect sign to hit for a home run. He hits the power sign off the facing of the second deck here at the stadium. And Granderson pops it up. Luke Scott for the second out. The home run by Posada, Al, gives him 1,588 hits, and it ties him with Phil Rizzuto for 14th place on the Yankees all-time list.
Watch here. Now, this is a cutter. from Jakubowski. Now, in order to keep that fair, he's got to pull. Look where his hands end up pulling in here. I'm sorry about that. In order to get the barrel level and push through the zone, as opposed to hooking the top part of the barrel over the ball. Strong, old school batting gloves.
Strike to Russell Martin. So that's the first run allowed for Jakubowski, who would come on in relief of Chris Tillman. That was in the second inning. There's a strike, count 1-2. 7-0 Yankees. All Bombers here on this Wednesday evening in the Bronx. 2 more home runs for the Yankees. Popped up. And Dino makes the play, and that will do it. But the Yankees add a run. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left. 0 for 19 before that swing. Jorge Posada breaks the slide. Been an impressive performance for A.J. Burnett, and he's trying to win his 3rd start of the season. He's never won his first 3 starts of a season ever. In 12 April starts with the Yankees, 7-0 though, 3.91. And I know I looked at A.J., and I feel a lot of people did as well, as the, you know how they, in elections, they say swing states? He's the swing pitcher for the Yankees. You know what you're going to get out of Sabathia. You needed to have A.J. Burnett correct what went wrong last year. And so far, so good. He finished last season 0-3 with a 6.21 in his final 7 starts. So starting up the season that way has to really buoy the Yankee hopes about his long-term prognosis.
And you know what I like about it, and we've been talking about, is that he's establishing a 3rd pitch that hopefully will be part of a repertoire that he believes in. And I know it's the Orioles, and they've been struggling scoring. They have been winning based on their starting pitch, and not today with Tillman, who was not good at all. Less than 2 innings, 6 runs. But this is absolutely for him to be able to build off of. 5-inning start against the Tigers, ended up getting a win there. 6 innings, 2 runs against the Twins, now here against the Orioles. But more than that, the more he can feel and believe in the success behind adding the repertoire, realizing, and also too, this is also a good opportunity. You know, feel that 2-1 fastball where you take a little off and get some run to it, a little sinker, cut the ball. You could do it on the side as a pitcher, but you got to do it in the game and experience that pitch right there. Well, back to a curveball.
Breaking ball, strike 3 looking. Now let's check in with Bob Lorenz. He's got some breaking news. Bob? All right, great point to talk about. 105 early in the season.
Stop.
What do you do?
Are you kidding?
Well, wait a second. Buck Showalter took out a pitcher.
This guy,
Yeah,
Tillman.
Chris Tillman.
It was after 6.
It was after 6 innings and 100 some odd pitches. And he said, I'm not going to blow him out early in the season. I'm going to throw 135 pitches. So let's say in the 8th inning, Josh Johnson throws 15 pitches. He's at 120. What do you do?
Keep him, man. Are you kidding? I'm going to tell you right now.
You're the one who complained about 162.
162, not 120. He's in the 9th inning. He's got 1 out to go. He's got 120. Is that what you said?
No, I'm saying if he pitches the 8th inning, throws 15 pitches. All right, so then you go into the 9th inning at 120. What if he throws another 20? You want him to throw 140 in April to get a no-hitter?
I hope he doesn't throw 140, but yeah, I'd like to see him be able to throw a no-hitter.
Wow.
They're in Atlanta, so I assume the weather's decent. It's not cold.
So if your son Jack was on the mound in that same situation, the manager had a direct line to your phone and said, what should I do?
Yes, go.
Wow.
Let me
I'm
say
surprised.
this. Now that you say that, there was a freshman game in my town, first game out, in a scrimmage that the coach kept a guy in for 130 pitches.
Well, is that a good idea?
No, that's awful.
Up.
It's not a big league no-hitter.
So Josh Johnson, a Marlin, flirting with a no-hitter. Let's look back. Oh, look at him. A no-hitter against the Rockies.
Man, that was the dumbest hug I've ever... I didn't know what to do. We were winning 11-zip. And, yeah, Charlie Johnson. What a moment. Moments.
So you've had better hugs with men, you think, than that one?
I know my family. They called. They said, you acted like it was like a shutout. What were you doing? You're supposed to jump around like a...
You know what that reminded me, though, Al? Dave Righetti's hug of Butch Weiniger when he pitched him. The same sort of almost exhausted and just almost collapsed.
He did collapse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Righetti is your mentor.
Absolutely.
And he's your mentee. You're his mentee.
I would be the prodigy, right?
Or the mentee.
Mentee. 68 degrees. Fair skies. Feels like 68 in Atlanta. It's nice weather.
Hot shot up the middle. A base hit off the bat of Vlad Guerrero.
That's an experimental pitch to a guy who is the ultimate bad ball hitter. Stays back, even though it looks like he's flopping around, his front foot forward. Those hands stay back long enough. That's a middle of the plate change-up, 1-1 count. This ball game's different score-wise. AJ's not throwing a 1-1 change-up to Vladimir Guerrero.
So 1 on 2 outs. Here's Luke Scott. And obviously Bob back in the studio will continue to monitor what's going on with Josh Johnson. Give you the latest news on that. High fly ball. Gardner puts it away. AJ has thrown 96 pitches. And he's allowed just 4 hits. He's pitching a shutout through 6. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees up 7-0. It's broken up. He's up 5-0, Al. So he gave up a hit on the 109th pitch, and they took him out. You think they would have let him finish a no-hitter if they took him out at 109? That made the decision easy.
So you'd have taken him out.
I think the manager of the Marlins, Edwin Rodriguez, would as well.
But it's 5-zip. I get that. It's
5-zip is not done by any stretch. The Yankees are up 4-0 and lost the game in the 8th inning.
National League. Leo Nunez closing it out.
New pitcher for the Orioles is Brad Bergeson.
I guess, I hear what you're saying. My heart tells me you're that well, obviously it's moot now, but if you're that close to throwing a no-hitter, I think pitch counts also too are being looked at differently, as opposed to how did you get to the 100? The 100 now is the bells and whistles go off based on, oh boy, he's got 100 pitches. How did he get to 100 pitches? Honestly, right here, and I know it's early in the game, maybe 7-zip. We don't know if AJ's out of this game. 96 pitches. He has not labored other than in the 2nd inning. This has relatively been an easy start for him to get to his 97.
Josh Johnson is my ace if I'm the Marlins. If I have a chance to do anything, it has to be with Josh Johnson, one of the best pitchers in baseball.
So another 14 pitches would have ruined the season.
14 pitchers in the 8th inning takes him up to 120. I'm saying if you play those 2 innings, then you're pushing him to 135 in April, and it's lunacy. So he can get something that means nothing to the team. That's just a personal thing.
How did all these old timers throw all these no hitters?
But it's a different world.
I know.
Here's Derek Jeter with 1 out. Hey, the Yankees did a very nice thing today. Recognizing the inclement weather conditions, the Yankees announced they are rewarding all fans with tickets to tonight's game against the O's with a free ticket offer. Fans may redeem their valid April 13th tickets regardless of whether they were used to attend tonight's game for a free grandstand level or terrace level ticket at Yankee Stadium for another game this season, subject to availability. So that's a nice deal. The game obviously being played, it's not terrible conditions. It's certainly not a perfect summer day, but the Yankees go the extra mile and give away a free ticket to a future game. Nice deal. Grounded foul. Now watch the Righetti hug to the Leiter hug. Again, the arms are out. There we go. Same deal. Same deal.
Rags put his neck on.
He put his head down a little, yeah.
I remember watching that, too. That was July 4th.
Yep.
And it was hot here in New York City that day. You know what? There is an exhaustive, aside from the obvious of going through however many pitches, but you want it so badly, and mentally it's like, gosh, I'm so close, that when you finally do it, there's absolute relief.
Can I give you a little bit of a homework assignment tonight? Now you can tell me to take a hike, but you're very good friends with Righetti to this day, right?
Yes.
You call Righetti, the pitching coach of the Giants tonight, and ask him, would he keep in Tim Lincecum if he had a no-hitter through 7?
Let's see. The game didn't start yet. Maybe he'll answer. Maybe I can reach out to him.
Dodgers against the Giants tonight. That one is chopped over the mound. Could be a base hit. Fielded by Roberts. They just get Jeter. Jeter bidding for his 3rd hit. Just nabbed by Roberts' throw.
As good as anybody. Jeter smelling a hit. Hey, he doesn't do the bare hand there, Roberts. That's a base hit. Coming in strong. If he had to make that transfer, that's a boom.
Wow.
Watch your ankle.
Derek was stretching for the bag there, and his toe just touched the front of the bag.
Boy, haven't you see a lot of guys get Achilles injuries because of that.
Teixeira fouls it away. Mark needed this night, so a couple of days off served him well. 2 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs scored. Came into the game 0 for 18. And his longest streak as a Yankee was 0 for 19. He avoided that and has been on base all 3 times.
rain out yesterday, pushing Tillman back. Jake Arrieta, good young hard thrower for the Orioles. Tomorrow, Brad Bergeson got shut out of a start. There was talk about him potentially starting today's game. Obviously, that didn't happen. 4-pitch pitcher. A couple years now with the Orioles.
There's a strike. Count 3-2. Bergeson deals. Strike 3. Teixeira down looking. So an impressive 6th inning for Bergeson. He retires the Yankees in order with 2 strikeouts. Let's go to the 7th. Yankees up by 7. Tomorrow's starting pitchers brought to you by Verizon Fios. Get the ultimate in entertainment on the Ultimate Network. Fios a network ahead. Jake Arrieta is going to go for the Orioles tomorrow. 1-1, 8.68. Phil Hughes for the Yankees. 0-1, 16.50. All eyes will be on Phil, and his velocity coverage will begin at 6 tomorrow with the BP show. 6:30 is our pregame, and right around 7:07, 7:08, we'll get the first pitch. So A.J. Burnett on the Cadillac scoreboard is leading 7-0. He's thrown 96 pitches, and here's 97. And it's tapped slowly toward Teixeira. He's going to take it himself, and he beats Adam Jones to the bag. One thing, Al, the Orioles have helped him out. They're swinging early in the count. They worked him a lot in the 2nd inning, but after that, they're jumping on the first pitch.
I'm glad you said that. Here you got a guy in his 97th pitch. Adam Jones. He's got a okay, you're looking fastball. I'm not saying it's easy. Certainly I couldn't do it. You look for an area in which you know you can drive a pitch. And that ball down and away, perfect executed pitcher's pitch. And he's swinging at it. Now, you know, is he comfortable? Is he not locked in? Is he not balanced? I would say not. Based on a first pitch, late in the game, guys dominate your lineup and you're swinging a ball that's on the black down and away.
Pitch to Mark Reynolds is a strike. It's been all Yankees. The Orioles threatened in the first and in the second. Couldn't push across a run. Yankees scored 3 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the fifth, and that's where we are right now at 7-0. The big blow that set the Yankees on their way in the first inning, Alex Rodriguez with an opposite field home run, a 3-run shot. The Yankees have not looked back. That's Alex's 4th home run of the year. Driven deep to center field. Granderson back. Still back. It's over his head. And it will roll to the wall as Mark Reynolds gets himself a double. Well, we told you earlier in the game, the Yankees' philosophy this year has been to play shallow, and if the ball's over your head, it's over your head. There's many more that will fall in front of you than go behind you.
And there's a philosophy behind that. I liked my outfielders being in because, as you just said, Michael, the ball hit over your head. It looks like he turned the wrong way. I think had he turned to the left, I don't know whether that ball had a little hook to it or a slice to it. Because initially off the bat, I think for Granderson's sake, it looked like it was to his right. As we saw, it ended up to his left behind him, rolling to the center field wall.
That was his 100th pitch. Here's Matt Wieters.
You know, and the philosophy behind it is that when a pitcher makes a good pitch, more times than not, if you have outfielders at normal depth or even deep, they don't get rewarded or credited for little bloopers. I'm not talking about short little bloopers that would be an automatic hit or a normal hit. And that's the whole realignment of an outfield philosophy.
And that one gets past Russell Martin to the backstop. And Mark Reynolds will move to third. That's the third wild pitch from A.J. Burnett tonight. Well, our former colleague, Jim Cott, long major league career, he used to tell his outfielders, you play in. Anything that falls in front of you is your fault. Anything that goes over your head, that's my fault. I'm not going to give you any grief if it goes over your head. I made a bad pitch.
Well, you know what, Michael, and I agree with Kitty. It's about when you make...
That one's drilled deep to right field. That's over everybody's head. A long home run off the bat of Matt Wieters. And the Orioles are on the board. Yankees now lead 7-2. No defense for that. So the Orioles, who had scored just one run in their last 30 innings, put a 2-spot on the board.
Boy, big boost for Matt Wieters. 192 coming into today's game. Certainly knew he got all of that. A 2-0 fastball down the middle. Up in the zone. Looked like AJ was just basically saying, here, hit it. Throwing a fastball down the middle. Boom. Hoping that ball wasn't as far, but he struck that ball.
6.
Dino fouls it back. Still smiling. And David Robertson warming in the pen. Count 1-2.
You know, the other part for AJ, and I'm just watching here, you could get careless. And you kind of lose sight as to the game plan. You have a big lead. You want to get quick early outs. You got a first pitch out, Adam Jones. 1-1 count. Leaves a curveball up middle to Mark Reynolds. You know, it's easy to just kind of throw pitches and really not having a plan or a mindset behind the pitch. And it's frustrating because, yes, it is about every pitch and the execution. What is your mindset? What are you trying to do here? Which way are you going to go location-wise? And have a purpose.
2-2. Just missed outside.
And there's an element of fatigue, mental fatigue, physical fatigue. He's up to 108 pitches. You have an opportunity to throw 7 scoreless innings. Feels good, looks great. You know, just kind of have that kick yourself. Come on, make a pitch.
Missed outside. So with 1 out, a double, a home run, and a walk, and the first real jam since the second inning for Burnett. Time for another look at tonight's Toyota Text Poll. Again, the question was, is early season success or failure indicative of future results? You've been texting us at 58772, and here's how you voted. Wow, very close. 58% say no, 42% say yes. Larry Rothschild out to talk with AJ. This almost seems like it's more of a breather while Robertson gets ready.
Yeah. Look, as you just said, a double home run. Now you walk the number 9 hole later in Andino. Robertson is ready. This is also, look, end this outing. Walking off the field here. What's your ground ball pitch here? Brian Roberts, good fastball hitter. Get the ball down. Sinker down the way. Bam.
Brian Roberts is 1 for 3. Runner on first, 1 out. Count 1-0. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Still throwing hard. He's a tick off from 93, 94, but he's at 92, 111 pitches.
See a rollover pitch right here. Change it. Fastball away, fastball away.
High fly ball, deep right field. Going back, Granderson on the run. See ya. A 2-run home run for Roberts. And the Orioles are right back in this game. The Yankees now lead 7-4. And it all falls apart quickly for A.J. Burnett. Yankees still in control, though, as Joe Girardi will go to his bullpen with a 3-run lead with 1 out in the 7th. In part by Jaguar. See how Jaguar outperforms the competition at jaguarperforms.com. By Turkey Hill, the official ice cream of the New York Yankees, and by Acura. Acura Advance. Al, how did that unravel so quickly?
So frustrating to watch. And I know that I've been there. Pitchers have been there. They've towed the hill. You get 2 quick outs. You come into the inning, 96 pitches. 1 out. I'm sorry. And then you allow it to unravel. You know you have the bottom of the lineup. You know this is your last inning. You're pitching a gem. I think missing. I think the home run. There's no question a 2-0 home run to Wieters, and then the walk, the 5-pitch walk to Andino. Probably second guessed on the 1-1 curveball that was going down and into Roberts. Unbelievably frustrating. When you're going into that inning, 6 innings, scoreless, 5 hits.
So 7-0 is turned into 7-4. Pitch outside.
Michael, I think there's every every game, early in the game, depending upon whether your offense scores or not, you're going to have 2, sometimes 3 moments where you have to make the pitch. Chamberlain warming up in the Yankee bullpen. And there's times where you have to kick yourself out there to remind yourself of, what am I trying to do? Where am I going with this pitch? It's hard. You hear hitters say they throw away at bats every year. The 500+ at bats, guys who say they throw away 40, 50, 60 at bats sometimes. Well, pitchers do the same. Where you're throwing it, you really don't have a plan.
There's a strike. David Robertson, 26th birthday on Saturday, and he celebrated with a victory over the Red Sox. A strong 1 2/3 innings. Picked up a strikeout as well. And he retired all 5 batters he faced, and he stranded inherited base runners as well to earn the win. So good job by Robertson in that game. He also pitched on Friday in Boston and tossed a scoreless 8th inning.
Did a nice job last year. Good young pitcher. Love his curveball, firm plus fastball.
Strike 3. There's that fastball on the outside corner. Markakis down looking.
Dotson, the outside corner, can't do much with this. This Markakis has a very good eye. That is a perfect executed pitch. Pitch before it, curveball, paint. Beautiful.
So Brian Roberts' 2-run home run knocks A.J. Burnett out of the game, and now Robertson trying to end the inning deals a strike to Derek Lee. Derek was 0 for 3 against A.J. Burnett, former teammates with the Marlins. Foul back.
It's so bittersweet right there. He's obviously very frustrated with what transpired in this inning. But he's got a lot to be happy about as well. He did a lot of good things today. Now that's a pitch right there. Derek Lee, fine big league hitter. Strike 1. Takes a pitch. Perfect cutter away. Fouls it off. Now that pitch there had a little too much of the plate. Here's going to come with a curveball. Bouncing.
Grounded to third. Alex Rodriguez gobbles it up, and Robertson comes on and does the job. But the Orioles get back in the game. 4 runs on 3 hits, 2 home runs, no errors, and nobody left on base. At the end of 6 1/2, it's time for the 7th inning stretch here at the stadium. Yankees lead the 0-7-4, but we'll stay right here and honor America in the Bronx.
Servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the globe. Thank you. Now join in Kate Smith's rendition of God Bless America.
Thank you, Robert. Those Indians you're talking about off to a great start.
How about it, huh? 8 in a row.
Cadillac scoreboard 7-4. Yankees lead the O's. Alex Rodriguez is going to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning against Brad Bergeson. Pitch outside. Soriano up in the Yankee bullpen. Accardo up in the Oriole bullpen. There's a strike. Alex with a 3-run home run in the first inning, a walk in the second, and a slow roll in the third for an infield hit in the fourth. Soft ground ball to shortstop Andino. 1 out. This Sunday, April 17th, the Yankees take on the Rangers, and the first 18,000 guests 14 and younger are going to receive a Six Flags Great Adventure Kids Certificate. Good for 1 free junior ticket to Six Flags Great Adventure for children under 54 inches. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com. You can visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849.
Do you like rides?
No.
Have you been on like a Ferris wheel or roller coaster? Or?
Yes.
You like it?
It's okay. That one is grounded to second. Roberts. 2. I like sedate rides. I don't like to be scared. Life is scary enough.
So flipping upside down, going real fast.
That's not happening. So I'm assuming you do like it.
Certain rides, yeah. Great Adventure's got some scary ones.
Great Adventure is good. You have a good time.
Yep.
Swisher takes a bit low.
Brad Bergeson, so far to the Yankees, just a very good moving, sinking fastball. 89, 90.
Popped up. Let's see if it stays in play for Reynolds. Oh, ice cream cone. But he makes the play. A 6-pitch inning for Brad Bergeson. Well, he used up all of the ballpark and all of the glove as well. And the ball just hangs in there, and everybody's going, as we go to the 8th. In our music and computer world, and by Ford, the official truck of the New York Yankees. Well, the Yankees now go to their 8th inning guy, Rafael Soriano. And those are his numbers, and the ERA is as high as it is because of that one bad inning against the Twins. But otherwise, he's done a good job every other time out. Here's Vlad Guerrero. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up. Rodriguez. 1 out.
Smart pitch from Soriano. Throws a very good slider. Paints with his fastball down the zone. You got the aggressive, free swinging Vlad down the middle, spinning. Got out in front of it. Location-wise, it was not good, but certainly the result was.
Now, when a pitcher obviously makes a location mistake there, do you feel good about getting the out, or are you beating yourself up inside?
A little bit of both. I think in a scenario for a reliever especially, it's all about getting to that 27th out. And you're not, look, they're not robots. They're not going to make the perfect pitch every time. But yeah, you internally you say, "Woo, I got away with that."
Right.
So it's kind of both sides. Before it gets away from me here, Michael K.
Okay.
All right, we asked my mentor.
Luke Scott lines on the left field, a base hit.
About, I had sent him a message saying.
Well, tell everybody in case they joined us.
Okay.
Dave Righetti.
All right, Dave Righetti, my old teammate, who's the pitching coach now with the Giants. Josh Johnson earlier tonight had a no-hitter. So we posed the question. I said yes, I'd be really mad if I had 120 pitches going into the 9th inning with a no-hitter and my manager took me out. So I posed it to Rags because you said, what would Dave Righetti do if Lincecum had a no-hitter going into the 9th inning today,
right,
with 120 pitches? Would you let him go? And
what did he
said,
say?
Heck yes. Then I would skip a start. So he would.
So he would hurt the team just for a personal goal. He'd skip Lincecum in a start. So if the guy's going to have 33
not skip a start, if there was an off day to give him an opportunity to get an extra rest.
I couldn't disagree with him more. And he's the pitching coach of a world championship team.
Well, there you go. And you're doing TV, so.
Wow. Wow. All right.
Well, you set it up nicely. He's the pitching coach for a world championship team.
I wonder if Bruce Bochy would agree with him, the manager of the team.
I bet he would.
High drive, but shallow to left field. And Gardner makes the play for the second out. $42,171 here at the stadium tonight. Kids hanging in there, watching the Yankees lead 7-4. The Little Lighters were here on opening day, right?
Jack was.
Jack was.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Foul back. Well, he's got the noggin covered there.
Glasses. Sunny.
Count 1-1.
Soriano does such a nice job changing speeds off of his go-to pitch, the slider. See, varying speeds from mid-80s to as that last pitch, 79. So it's the same pitch but different speeds. Got the cut fastball, kind of a sidearm slinger, high 3/4.
The 2-1. 2-2.
They cutting away from the righty. Curious of how much he talks to Mariano. See this little cutter? Looks just like a fastball. That's why he peeled off it. Got off the end of the bat. Mo with the great cut fastball. Soriano, I'm sure, like all the other Yankee relievers that have been with Mariano, picked up that pitch.
The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got it. A strong 8th inning by Rafael Soriano. No runs to hit, no errors. One man left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Yankees are leading 7-4. We're asking you to vote along with us for the Chevy Player of the Game. Text your vote to 58772 or vote online at yesnetwork.com. Tonight's candidates are number 1, A.J. Burnett, number 2, Alex Rodriguez, number 3, Robinson Cano, and number 4, Derek Jeter. So vote now. Make your voice heard. Standard text messaging rates apply. So there's a new pitcher for the Orioles. It's Jeremy Accardo.
That's this season. Was with the Toronto Blue Jays a few years. Was traded over from the San Francisco Giants. I'll tell you, a few years ago, they thought this guy was going to be an up-and-coming closer in his own right. Power sinker.
Rounded up the middle. Will it squeak through? Yes, it does. So Posada with the home run in the 5th. And now a single here to start the 8th. Time for the GE Capital Partner Play. Great partnerships are built on trust. At GE Capital, we prove that every day. And they partnered in their offense, which was a little sluggish over the last couple of games. But they certainly did it today. Everybody contributing. The only one not in the party is Curtis Granderson. And Jorge Posada with a big home run there, breaking an 0 for 19 slide. He's on first base with a single. And now Granderson is going to be able to get into the party right here. And that base hit by Posada moves him ahead of Phil Rizzuto on the all-time list. And they're also going to take Posada out for a pinch runner. It'll be Eduardo Nunez as the Yankees will try to add another run. And now moving past the scooter, Jorge is in sole possession of 14th place. Next up, the bench coach for the Orioles, Willie Randolph. So congratulations to Posada. Willie. Snap throw to first, and Nunez just got back. So you're sitting on the bench for a couple of hours, and then Weeder's showing up. His arm throws behind you, but Nunez got back.
Secondary league, not that far out. There's no doubt about it. Matt Weeder showing off his arm, just barely getting back.
You know, Al, if he had gone back with his right hand, he would have been out. The fact that he went back with his left hand is what got him in. Got to ask you a question about, obviously Nunez went in head first, and you'll see here, if he went in with the right hand, the tag is going to be made, but he pulled it back and made a swim move and went in with the left. What did you think of Josh Hamilton going in head first at home plate?
How about just going at all? I know that they're split-second decisions. The fact that Martinez wasn't covering home plate.
Anderson walks, and he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks with a broken right arm. But the thing that struck me about that, not so much the head first slide. I mean, I don't think sliding into head first is very bright because the catcher has shin guards. But that's not why he broke his arm. He broke his arm to the force of diving in. But after the game, throwing his third base coach under the bus, Dave Anderson, saying it was a stupid play, I didn't want to go. You're Josh Hamilton. You don't have to go if the third base coach says go.
And he's seeing the whole play in front of him. I agree. Right. I think he ended up apologizing today for those comments because he absolutely. And I like the fact that Ron Washington absolutely stuck up for his third base coach. Said, look, these are split-second decisions. I have absolute support of him. Yeah, I think Josh, no question, that the heat of the moment, knowing what he was feeling, wished he wouldn't have said what he did about his third base coach and Anderson. It was a dumb play.
Well, yesterday, Hamilton called it stupid. Today, he downgraded it to dumb.
Is he still blaming his third base coach?
He didn't back off on that.
All right, so if he made a bad decision, you're literally looking at the play that's like 30 feet in front of you. Just stop. Okay, made a bad decision. Go back.
Yankees looking for more here. They lead 7-4, bottom of the 8th inning. Accardo deals. There's a strike. That will likely take the bunt off, but Russell Martin steps out to look down at Rob Thompson. That's grounded to short. Let's see if they turn two. There's one on the first. It's a double play. Nice backhanded scoop by Derek Lee. So that's a case of not getting the bunt down and then turning second and third, one out, into a runner at third and 2 outs. Before the game, Kemba Walker threw out the first pitch. The entire UConn National Championship team was here. See Roscoe Smith, he's from Baltimore, and Joe Girardi took that Oriole cap off and put a Yankee cap on top of his head, much to the delight of his teammates. And congratulations to the UConn Huskies. What a run by them, and what a run by Kemba Walker. 5 straight wins in the Big East tournament, 6 straight in the NCAA. And Kemba went to Rice High School and grew up in the Soundview section of the Bronx. So a proud son of this area, and it was a big deal for him to throw out the first pitch.
Did he get to keep the Yankee cap?
I think he did. And Girardi got to keep the Oriole cap. So Nunez is at third with 2 outs. Mariano Rivera is ready in the Yankee bullpen. It'll be curious to see if Nunez does score. Do they keep Soriano in to get the save? Because 4-0 would not be a save situation for Mariano.
I would just think if your closer gets up to sit him down, unless he's well, obviously with the off day or the rain out, he's rested.
He didn't pitch Sunday. It was a 4-0 Yankee loss. Didn't pitch Monday or Tuesday. Scooped into left field. Does it stay fair? No. Goes into the seats. Brett Gardner led off the game with a single, then was caught stealing. Since then has grounded to second, grounded to short, and struck out looking.
Yeah, he's got fairly strong effort out there. The rule of thumb is when you get your closer up, you generally put him in the game.
The 2-2. Looped into center field. Adam Jones is there. It's a decision the Yankees don't have to labor over. It is a save situation. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 man left. We go to the 9th. They'll have to do it against Mariano. Well, after the final out, join Bob Lorenz back in the studio for the W.B. Mason postgame. Get a complete recap and breakdown of the second game with Baltimore. Plus, Kimberly Jones gets the reaction from the clubhouse. It's all coming up later on the W.B. Mason postgame. It's only on Yes. Well, today the matchup in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning is Rosomo, Robertson, Soriano, and Mo. And we'll see if Mariano can get the final 3 outs. He's picked up 4 saves so far, so he's saved 80% of the Yankee games in 5 games, 4 1/3 innings, 2 hits, and 4 strikeouts.
Ho-hum for Mariano. Remarkable career, continues to dominate.
He'll face Wieters, Andino, and Roberts. Wieters with a 2-run home run started the damage against A.J. Burnett in the 7th inning. A.J. was coasting 6 sparkly innings. And then with 1 out, a double to Mark Reynolds, a home run to Wieters, a walk to Andino, and a home run to Roberts. And those are the 4 runs for the O's. David Robertson came in to get the final 2 outs of the 7th. Soriano the 3 outs in the 8th. And now Mariano here in the 9th as Wieters scoops it foul to left. The 0-1. 1-1. Popped up, center field. Granderson is there for the first out. Take the Yankees with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Yankees game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit Yankees.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. There's a strike to Andino. There's a strike. Count 0-2.
Getting ahead. Watch it, Mo's velocity, 89, 90. It's such a special pitch in the sense that it is difficult for hitters to square up. They know it's coming. It looks like a fastball. Late movement, short, quick break to the ball. 88. We see Mariano older. Velocity is not the same, but still hits his corners, stays on the outside. Occasionally will come inside like this pitch here.
Yankees 7 runs on 12 hits. The Orioles 4 runs on 8 hits. The 0-2 just stayed alive. I pressed Mariano the other day on why he's wearing his pants higher and showing as much sock. The 0-2. And he goes, "You really have too much time on your hands." I said, "There's got to be a reason." He goes, "Who cares?" I said, "You're Mariano Rivera. Anytime you do something different, people care." He goes, "You want to know the truth?" He goes, "I was putting on my uniform one day and I was too lazy to bend down and pull the pants down to my ankles, so I just kept them there." I said, "They look pretty good." He said, "That's as deep as it is."
Has he ever?
He used to always have the pants all the way down to the shoes.
Right. But has he ever done this?
I guess when he was younger.
Was he okay?
Yeah. The 0-2. Line to right field. And the Orioles are down to their final out. Now, Brian Roberts hit a home run his last time up. That was against A.J. Burnett. And if you look at the Yankee outfield, they haven't played like you'd play in softball in Central Park.
Or a pitcher.
Brett Gardner
This is really shallow.
Really shallow, and so is Anderson.
They're all shallow, right?
A lot of room behind the outfielders.
But how many pitches or hits that have been hit against Mariano? That's that little blooper because of the cutter. When he throws that properly, this cutter's going to be in on the hands. It's a jam shot.
1-1.
I like it.
The 1-1. It's high, 2-1.
And now it's a matter of the pitcher being able to execute. Of course, Mariano, as good as anybody who's ever pitched in the big leagues, can hit his spot.
The 2-1. And the Orioles are now down to their final strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As the Yankees try to tie the Orioles for first place in the American League East. Early in the season, that was last year. The pants all the way down to the shoe tops. And this year, much more old school. The 2-2. 3-2. And the pitch. Swung and a miss. Ball game. Yankees win this one 7-4. So Mariano comes on and pitches a 1-2-3 ninth inning. Saves the game for A.J. Burnett. Picks up his 5th save of the year. And the Yankees beat the Orioles 7-4. You got to stick around for the postgame show to find out who's tonight's Chevy player of the game. So the Yankees had it all today. Burnett, a strong start until the 7th inning. Maybe he ran out of gas. Robertson, a perfect 2/3 of an inning. Soriano gave up a hit in the 8th, but worked a scoreless 8th. And then Mariano, a 1-2-3 ninth inning. And Joe Girardi has to like it. Offensively, the Yankees were all over the O's, and the big blow struck in the 1st inning off the bat of Alex Rodriguez. A 3-run shot the other way. And the Yankees never looked back. They were up 3-0, then 3 runs in the 2nd, 6-0, and then a run later on, a Posada home run, 7-0, and they held on for a 7-4 victory. Speaking of Alex Rodriguez, he's standing on the field with our very own Kim Jones. Kim?
He is, Michael. And Alex, let's get this straight. You played Saturday. You're ill on Sunday, missed the game. Last 2 days were off days. How do you not miss a beat and put that swing on that ball in the 1st inning for a 3-run homer?
Well, I got a good count, and I got a good pitch to hit and put a good swing on it. So it was a good start for us.
All-time RBI list, you are now tied with Al Simmons and Ted Williams for 11th. You have passed Ken Griffey Jr. When we hear names like Simmons, Ted Williams, Griffey Jr., we say, wow. What do you say?
I say the same thing. It's quite flattering. And it says 2 things. I've played for a long time, and I've had the good fortune to stay healthy. And it's a great honor to do it with this uniform.
Well, we'll ask you about a lot of those because you're climbing up those charts. But I do want to ask you, because you're a great one to ask about A.J. And as he adds that changeup and hitters have to think about it, how much of a weapon is that, and can you tell the difference it's making?
You know, A.J. threw the ball extremely well. I mean, with the exception of maybe 2 pitches, the night was almost flawless. And I love the way he threw the ball. That 3rd pitch makes him extremely tough because it acts like a changeup split. And look, I faced him for a long time. He was not any fun to face him.
Alex, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Michael.
Well, thank you, Alex, and thank you, Kim. So Alex Rodriguez with his 4th home run of the year, and he's right about A.J. Burnett. Burnett just had a very, very good start. He goes to 3-0, and Alex is off to a great start as well. 2 more hits for him today, and 3 more runs batted in, and another save from Mariano. We'll come back to wrap it up, then the postgame with Bob and Kim after that.